I got in 1770, 1780.
All right.
Classic Fibonacci
Is
retracement level.
is food delivery the worst business ever?
Other than DeFi, it might be.
And seems like a mad rush to like. There's a lot of competition here, and it is the shittiest business ever. There was a quote that I almost couldn't. I had to read this like 4 times from Grubhub chief executive Matt Maloney. He said, "Food delivery is and always will be a crummy business."
Wait, who is that?
Grubhub chief executive.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
I couldn't even. I'm reading like.
Does he have a PR firm?
So here's some numbers. Yeah. DoorDash on average is left with 2.5% of a customer's overall bill.
You would never launch a business for that.
So they get 90 cents on an average order of $36. It's unbelievable. They've been in business for 8 years. They've never had a profit. So what they're saying is, well, only 6% of the U.S. population uses DoorDash. So there's room, there's room for penetration. For what though? How do they make money ever?
More 90 cents from, it's like you make more money selling a candy bar.
John, throw this graphic up here of where the money's going. Like, it just seems to be like, I don't know how the math ever works on this.
It's the holy grail.
Packy on his,
yeah, that's
on
me.
his scooter?
That's me after ETH tanked a couple of weeks ago, doing a couple of deliveries. I mean, the argument that you make if you're a food delivery bull, which I'm not, but the argument that you make is in China, they had a very similar dynamic going on, a similar competition going on. Meituan Dianping won, and they're a $200+ billion company now. And when you win, I mean, like the big question I think for all of these companies, Uber on the ride sharing side, the food delivery side, DoorDash is, whether or not there are winner take all dynamics in this market and whether or not there will be a winner take all. Meituan is the shining example. The other kind of bull case for them is, if you own all of these customers and they're interacting with you a few times a week, then can you sell them other stuff? Can you be the local logistics arm for everything that people need?
They're telling the street like people are going to have their dry cleaning picked up.
Well,
and
liquor is the new thing. That's a big thing. So just look at this. All right, so food is $24. You end up paying $35, which first of all, it's outrageously expensive. The restaurant of the $24 gets $19. Delivery person takes $8.91. And scroll down, John. Show us the coup de grace. Look at this. DoorDash, 90 cents.
What's the point?
Cents. What are they even?
Wait, how much does the driver make in here? I can't even tell.
Delivery fees and tip, $9.
So you can't regularly order meals that are $36.
It's too expensive.
How could you live like that? That's like room service in a hotel. It's like $36.
It's too expensive.
You can't make that part of your life, like on a daily basis.
So how do they improve their margins? I don't know.
Cook their own food. Ghost kitchens and just come up with their own food. And I mean, I'm not saying they'll do it, but like that would be one way. Is to, like almost like supermarkets sell private label. They have their own like brands within the store. So what if DoorDash launched a Tex-Mex concept that was as good as Chipotle and cheaper because they're delivering their own shit?
I don't know. I don't see it. Neither does Wall Street apparently.
They'll certainly do. I mean, the other thing on DoorDash and all that is that the restaurant looks like they're making a good chunk there. Being on DoorDash and Uber Eats and all of those has crushed restaurant margins as well. When before it was this tiny piece of their mix, and during COVID it became a bigger piece. And so restaurants lost a ton of money. Many had to shut down. So nobody in the whole stack is really that happy with it.
I think Uber Eats saved Uber. I think that stock would have went to $10 if they didn't have it. Yeah. And what's so funny is right before the pandemic, I remember, I think it was maybe January or February. I don't know, it all blends together. I was at Delivering Alpha, the CNBC like massive conference, and we had Chanos like on a panel doing the show, and he's short all these things. And he's like, they should get rid of the delivery food. It'll always be a shitty business. Like, he's right, obviously. But I think if Uber didn't have that stock would have just absolutely cratered and maybe not even recovered. And now it's close to record highs.
John, the stock looks like crap. Now this could change in a second.
DoorDash or Uber?
This could change in a second, but
the all-time high is 64. It's 48.
Doesn't look good.
Where do you think that stock would be if they didn't have Uber Eats?
Way lower. Way lower. I'm just saying.
Well, apparently they had. I talked to somebody yesterday who used to work at Uber and is in the space still. And he said that before they couldn't convince the drivers. And their whole thing was, you'll get this driver and throughout the day they can do all these different things. and they could not convince drivers to do food delivery. And now they're having a really hard time convincing drivers to go back from doing food delivery after the pandemic, because food delivery meant you didn't have to carry somebody in your car, or you were getting bigger tips, or all these things. And so now they're spending, I think, $250 million to do a kind of reactivation campaign on the driver's side. So it's a weird
hey, remember
dynamic.
how much you loved schlepping people to the airport? Well, now you can. I don't. If you were faced with the choice of doing one or the other, would you do food delivery, or would you do like ferrying people around drunk to parties and shit? I wouldn't do
Food
that.
delivery. You put,
you're by
put a
yourself.
podcast on and
Yeah, food delivery.
Put your mask on, go in and out of these stores all day,
I
not deal with anybody.
Food delivery was like the only job I didn't do as a teenager. I feel like I did a lot of jobs. I was not one of them.
You never delivered pizza?
Nope.
Either.
Nope. I delivered pizza to people's tables. I was a waiter, but not in the car.
No, but you never like did Chinese food, pizza.
No.
No, I never did that either. I don't think my parents would have let me do it because of the way I drove, and still drive to this day. All right, so these are obviously not great businesses, but maybe if there's one or two of them that take over all of America, it's like good enough. Let's get into Drizzly, which Uber bought, and I guess DoorDash has its own version or will. This seems like it could be a great business.
Why?
Because these are high dollar amount purchases. Like, I don't mean like order a bottle of wine, but people are like, we need liquor for the house. We're having a party.
I feel like I kind of like going to the liquor store.
I love it, so I'm not going to do it. But I could see maybe younger people who don't care about that just being like, yeah, it gets delivered.
But I just
like
feel,
everything
I don't
else.
know. In every town in ours, it's right on the corner. And there's like several of them. It's just easy to go to the bottle, go to the store, grab a bottle.
I go to this warehouse in the town next in Freeport, and it's the best liquor store on earth. I swear to God.
Oh, behind BJ's?
Behind BJ's. I mean, the guy, the owner, like literally will walk over to you and walk down the aisles with you.
I've never been inside.
And before you know it, you're like $700-800. You just went in there to get a couple.
But so I
bottles
guess
of wine.
the thing is with Uber and all these deliveries is that it's not just going to be food.
Yeah.
They're going to deliver everything to you. They're going to solve the last mile.
I guess what is everything? Because Amazon's delivering everything to me. What else is what?
Yeah.
What else is there?
So it's goods and I guess local services. And so Amazon is any good, and then any local service will be fulfilled by a DoorDash.
How
or a Uber.
lazy are we?
Incredibly lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy or optimizing?
It is a play on laziness. I don't like it. I don't like the whole thing.